This song is a mixture of the heart cry of humanity and music. Listen to the words. Eddie's got to ramp it up here. This song was written in 86, 87, came out 88. Think of Jimmy Swaggart and Hypocrisy. I am a mixologist. Been to hell and back again. Shook hands with the devil. Looked him in the eye. Look like a long lost friend. Here we go. Anything you want, any dirty deed. He's got everything except what I really need. Been made temporarily satisfied. Not one thing I tried. Fill me up inside like Christ. I changed those words there. Search goes on. The more I look, my world keeps getting smaller because everybody's up to their own good. Staring at the sun, searching for the light, almost ended up blind. Some only see what they want to see, claiming victory. Oh, but that's not me. Give me truth, give me something real. I just want to feel that it's mine, all mine. Ooh. It's a great tune. Now, since I have no plans whatsoever when I start these streams, I am just going to start off by pointing out a lot of the misinformation that's out there and a lot of clear folly and devious activity on the part of these spiritual retards that are out there. And this is the Passover edition. And, we pray that God would pass over them and hopefully not destroy them utterly, but maybe leave a little room for repentance. And the first little ding dong I'm going to point out is Mr. Bean Brain King. First of all, he gets, reasons to believe confused with a church and me somehow being a pastor there. And then he somehow thought that I was portrayed as a staff scholar there at Reasons to Believe. But I've always said I'm a visiting scholar amongst 250 plus some PhDs in their own relative fields. So um, I do not officially represent them when I'm doing my own channel um, and my own content. I can participate, but that in no way means that Reasons to Believe really even cares that I'm such a big old meanie. Because my ministry here is pastoral, and I'm protecting my flock from the wolves and from those that come in to seek and to kill and to destroy. See, I'm a good shepherd. God's called me to be a pastor, to feed, but also to protect. And when a wolf comes in, do you think the shepherd is yelling nicely or talking calmly, trying to scare the wolf, trying to intimidate the wolf? Because the big bad wolf, oh, they will open their mouths and blow, 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 but all they have is a bunch of hot air. And so I intend to expose this hot air and to utterly demolish their foolishness and their misinformation. And they are encouraged to come in tonight, but they will be ridiculed and just horrible, horrible, horrible people. And I will kick into Jesus and Old Testament prophet motif in order to drive the point home. And I think about how the Living Translation translated the encounter of Elijah with the prophets of Baal and the taunting. Oh, maybe your maybe your God is taking a crap. And think of whatever modern euphemism, idiom that would help really bring home the sarcasm. Things like whip your ass, things like you're a stupid retard, things like that. That's the way to really poke at and ridicule. You don't want to go over the top, but you also don't want to be a punching bag, especially today in this new YouTube's world where everybody's just a bunch of nut jobs and really horrible people. Oh, but I've met some great people out there too, but mostly a lot of horrible people, not interested in the truth, interested in their own narrative. Um, you know, it was funny. Brett Keane actually did a show earlier today, I think, where my name is no longer on the RTB website. And so I just had to go there and look it up because I do know that finding their scholars uh, community tab is kind of difficult to find notoriously, even knowing myself that it's there. So I knew these dum-dums would fall for some of this stuff, especially when Mr. TTOR, Mr. Turd, opens up his bellowing pie hole and starts saying, Dr. Kenny's no longer on the RTB website. See, this actually exposes them and that now I'm under official investigation. See, the misinformation is so amazing. They destroyed themselves before they even got started. And I want to thank you all that you're really so unbelievably dumb. And you've really shown the world your true intentions. And you've all gathered around young earth creationism. And then you call Reasons to Believe, where Kent Hovind, in a debate with Dr. Hugh Ross, calls him a snake, a guru, a charlatan. And do you think for 1 minute they're going to believe young earth turds like you guys that have been doing the same thing to Dr. Hugh Ross now for 40 plus years? Really? Are you people so dumb and so unable to do just basic investigation, follow critical thinking skills? See, Mr. Turd, TTOR, I shook him years ago, and I knew he was a charlatan. See, he openly identified with Brett King, who is actually a monotheist. He believes God is evil. So he actually believes in some sort of synthesis of Ahura Mazda and Ahiman, this yin and yang that's there in the Orient, that this good, this bad, this light, this darkness, that has to be a part of the divine nature, monotheism. And over a in-house debate amongst quote unquote brothers, Mr. Turd decided that he would go with the most ancient of heresies, this idea that there are two equal and opposite forces in this world, one that rules the day, one that rules the night, one's good, one's bad, and all mixed up in the God of the Bible. That is a doctrine from the pit of hell, and it smells like smoke and sulfur with a little bit of tar and maybe a little bit of urine from you all peeing your pants. It's amazing when I start pointing out, you retards, the false accusations come. Now I'm a pedophile. Nicholas Whitmire lives in Grass Valley, California. He actually had the stupid idea that he could put my name in print and Dr. Falk's name in print and say your children aren't safe. What does that imply? Mr. Nicky. My. Thou art a dumb one, art thou? Well, yes, thou art, my boy. I pity you, Mr. Whitmire. I'm going to make you look stupid too, because you guys are evil. See, this is modern day pastoring, and there's the true people of God that are applauding me now. But I'm going to be the nightmare of you progressive Christians that want to teach some sort of fatalism that allows people to engage their sins, or some sort of lasciviousness that allows people to engage in their sins. I preach Christ, I preach him crucified, and I preach the necessity of holiness without which you will not see God. Sanctification is immediately and progressively experienced in the Christian's life. And if you preach a gospel contrary to that, Thick Shades, Bruce, and all you other degenerates, you are half-baked sons of hell. And I stand against you, and this is a true pastor. This is a true shepherd. Do a little bit of history. Pastors were not sissies. They were not pushovers, and they were not doormats. I stand and I say, if any of you insult the gospel or impugn any of those that are put under my spiritual care, and if you think you have any right whatsoever to know where I am, who I've been with, you are going against my liberties according to this nation and my liberties according to my conscience before God. Screw off. I have to give myself my own applause. Okay, you may stop now. All right. Now the rant is over. Do any of you want to come in and say a few words? The link here is posted. I will post it again. Give me one moment. So, Mr. Brett Keene, Birdbrain Keene, are you out there? Would you like to face me now? Mr. Brett, would you like to face me now? Mr. Whitmire? CJ's already showed himself to be unable to follow basic logic, so I'm not going to even talk to him anymore, because he's particularly obnoxious. But I'd like to challenge Brett. Are you out there, Mr. Brett? Mr. Bean Brain Keene? Are you out there? Anybody else out there in virtual land? Anybody? We'll keep it going here for a while, you know. We got Mr. Oboki. What say you, Boki?
For the delay, I was just looking for my headphones, but now I'm in. How you doing, Kenny? Good to see you.
Doing good, thank you. Doing pretty good.
Well, I'm glad.
Just dropped Smokey off there in California, in prison, and ran back here to the East Coast real fast. And he'll be joining me shortly through the old cup and string phone. I
Right.
ran the lines earlier today myself.
Yeah, I'm glad you put him in prison there, Dr. Kenny. You're truly a you're truly a one tough nut. I
I
bet the
know.
police
Mark and avoid.
mark and
Let me
avoid
tell you, he's
indeed.
a marked man and an avoided man now. I hope he doesn't come down here to the car and whip my butt, though. Just honest, because he's grumpy today.
Goodness.
I'm taunting him, and I know he's only feet away.
Yeah, I mean, I just got some words to say that any of these crusaders supposedly getting into some self-righteous noble cause, I just got to say one thing. Guys, you're not doing anything but only stacking up judgment for yourselves. You guys can claim that you have evidence, and I'll grant you that. But what you have are indirect evidence. And we all know that indirect evidence must give way to direct evidence. So if that's all you got and it doesn't even give it that way, well, still,
Basically,
it means
Shep,
nothing.
you mark and avoid me and mark and avoid Smokey, and then I'm taking it to its logical conclusion. I've marked now and avoided Smokey virtually. So that's kind of what's going on now. I'm just following the logic of the dum-dums out there. Sorry, Boki.
No, that's okay. Yeah. So they can claim that they have indirect evidence and doctored types, but indirect evidence must always give way to direct evidence. And all they did was show us that they don't know what they're talking about. Now, are they the police? Of course not. Can you say something if you know what you're talking about? Sure, you can. But they don't demonstrate both. They're neither the police nor do they know what they're talking about because they're sticking their noses on places where it doesn't concern them.
And they're particularly dumb, too.
I wouldn't say dumb, probably pretentious, and being dumb is a byproduct of that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Shep, I'm just goofing around here. Mark and avoid is some sort of old joke about, I don't know, Smokey or something and Will. And
Well,
I'm
much.
just having a
Oh,
special Passover edition for the spiritual retards.
well, I just got to tell you this, Kenny. Much like you, I have been porn bombed again in one of my
Yeah,
videos. Hmm.
it is amazing how that happens all the time. It's amazing.
Yeah, and what's funny is I never even mention their names in my videos. I don't make videos about them. I don't make response videos, and then they're porn bomb in my videos. I don't know
Well,
why.
I,
I
I
mean,
do I do mention their names, and immediately I get porn
mhm,
bombed. Now this hasn't
true.
happened until the last week and a half. So,
That's true.
put two and two together, you've got 8, and there you
Mhm.
go.
Yeah, I mean it's weird.
Very weird. Weird.
Yeah, like I didn't say anything about them. All I did was read about Titus and Jude. I read about biblical commentary. So if that being the case, if I'm not bothered by them, but probably bothered by the things I read, then yeah, they probably do that. I don't know. I don't even know what's going in their domes there. I'm not gonna attempt to assume what's running in their heads.
They're not very bright.
Hmm.
Just
Yeah,
not very bright.
what disgusted me the most was seeing TTOR there. Like, what is that guy doing? Like, why is he bandwagoning with these people? And you know what's the
He's
funny
upset
thing?
with me because I embarrassed him a few years ago. So I've
Mm,
already an enemy in his mind. I
well,
gave him a nervous breakdown, I think.
Dr.
So
Kenny,
yeah, he's a real dum dum.
Dr. Kenny, would you like me to give you would you allow me the honor to give people a review of what I read about Proverbs 1:10 to 14?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. You see, folks, there is a thing called in Proverbs where oh man, I can't even talk right now. My son, if sinners entice thee, consent them not. If they say, let us lay in wait for blood, and we will take what belongs to them, and we shall have one purse. The idea of having one purse is simply a form of being part of that certain group, and whatever it is you guys do together, you share together. It's not about just sharing the wealth, sharing what you guys pillaged and raided, sharing the burden of whose blood is in your hands. It's not about that. It's more on the fact that you band with them is another form of validating what they do. This is what sinners do, folks. If they can't be validated by their conscience, they validate themselves by dragging other people along. Now, I'm not saying they're implicitly nor indirectly saying that or doing that, but you could see that this hatred for our friend is piling up, that it's attracting others. And without any regard for what the others stand for or what they lean on, they just so happily band together. You know, they become birds of the same flock. They fly together, they land together, and they eat seeds or worms together. So don't be surprised when you have detractors, they'll do the same. They're gonna band against you. Doesn't matter who they are. They will band
Hey,
against you, they
hey,
will hate you, and hey.
hey, Smokey's
Cool.
feet say hi. Say hi, Smokey's feet.
Hey, Smokey's feet.
Can you guys see
Hey,
Smokey's
Smoke.
feet?
Yeah, I see his feet.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he's
Okay.
not in prison.
Yeah. Yeah. There's his feet. Okay. Now,
Mhm,
okay, it's dark outside. It's
mhm,
9 o'clock in on the East Coast,
mhm.
6 o'clock in California. So
Right.
where are we? We're on the East Coast.
You
Look at
guys are on
there.
the
Look at
East
there.
Coast.
Look at there. Yeah, on the East
Well,
Coast.
well, you better be careful, Kenny, because you got spies all around you. You
Yeah,
got
I know it.
spies, and they're gonna say, "Oh, look, see, Kenny is helping Smokey break away from prison and all that stuff." Like, I'm getting really tired of all this doctoring crap, man. And then saying that, "Oh, see, this is exactly where he is." But wait till they hear the part where you say, "I don't know where I was." So their story now contradicts. But anyway, going back. So yeah. Um.
Yeah, these praise announced today,
Mhm,
or yes, I don't even. My days roll together. It's
mhm,
really strange because I when I really hyper focus, like today, I had tons of fun
mhm.
over at the lake over here on the East Coast and stuff. So anyway, I can't really remember if it was earlier today or not, but Praise had posted that we're back in California.
That's true.
Yeah,
Uh-oh. Oh
yeah,
man, I gotta
and
leave
if
the
and
milk
if
here.
I'm not back in California, guess who's not back in California, or who's in California, or who's not in California, and who's on the East Coast and who's not on the West Coast? These guys are just dumb.
It's
They're
all
really
about the
dumb.
gossip and the bullshit
Yeah,
anyway.
that's all the gossip, the narrative. It's not about the
Mm.
truth. Nobody cares about the truth. So right now,
No.
look, this see, Praise won't drop it now. Okay, I've already
Mhm,
proved that it's right now. It's probably still, well, it's 6 o'clock California time, so it's still daylight in Rob Reed's world.
mhm.
This will be time stamped according to time zone, and we're in the dark. California's in the light right now. So where is we? Where is we?
Where is we?
Where is we? Weeze is
Who is?
on the eastern coast, and Weeze
That's
is
true.
not anywhere else. Or maybe,
Mhm.
I don't know, maybe it's dark on the west coast. Who knows? I'm just a nut. I don't know what I'm talking about most of the time anyway.
Mhm. Wow, these guys are complete. You know something when they valid. I mean, Now, Kenny, I think I've mentioned before that sin doesn't always appear in all its dark colors. It will make
Exactly.
itself look,
They've
yeah,
ignored every bit of information or evidence that goes against them.
Yeah.
They've just stepped
Yeah.
on.
yes.
Yeah.
Their obsession, their stupidity is is a byproduct of their obsession because they hate you, Smokester.
Yes. Yes.
That is why.
I don't think he can hear you. Actually, can you hear? You can't
I
hear.
can't
Greg.
hear.
Okay, you can hear him.
Yes.
Oh yeah. No, he can't hear you.
You can't hear him?
No, he can't hear you. Let me. Yeah. Yeah, he's trying to talk to you. Yeah. Or you can come in the room. Actually.
I just come.
Yeah, he's gonna come in the room here. Watch out. He has a potty mouth at times, so he could cuss ladies. And by ladies, I mean Brett Keane and the girls.
No, well, I never considered Brett to be a woman, and if he was, well, that would
He'd
be
be
a
very
monstrous.
ugly, huh?
It would be a monstrous affair, and I want no part of it. And now he's gonna make a hateful video about me complaining about his looks.
Oh,
Yeah, because he doesn't like people that make fun of him. I mean, here in the Philippines, we learn to take jokes, and we know that we don't take crap from strangers. But
ladies and gentlemen, Smokey straight from prison and right next to me, and in my stream.
Not too
I
close
have
to
a
you, or
headache.
else there'll be an echo problem. So
Yeah.
you better just stand over there,
Can you hear me?
you asshole.
Yeah.
You see, folks, let me tell you something, folks. If the guy you hate was really convicted or allegedly convicted, what is he doing traveling across state? You think a convicted man is gonna risk all that by going on a freaking road trip?
Yeah,
Get
and
real,
by raping
dudes.
a 7-year-old now.
No
I saw it
one-
on Brett's little stream. It's 7. She's a 7-year-old now.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Brett keeps bringing that old one, even though it's been dead for I don't know months. Thicky got owned on that and had
Yeah,
to.
he's so dumb.
Oh,
It's
you a little
amazing.
liar! No, Thicky is the little liar. He's too stupid to even know what he reads. So yeah, sure.
Hang on, guys. You guys talk for a bit. I just need to froth some milk for my
Isn't it
dad's
funny that
coffee
like
drink. Yeah.
the most hateful and the most wrong happen to be the dumbest. Like, and they don't pay attention. They don't care about paying attention. It's all about a narrative, which is all for ultimately some sort of grand genetic fallacy. Don't listen to this guy because he maybe possibly did something bad 20 years ago. Like this is the best you guys got. What a bunch of fucking retards.
Again, Smokester. There's
Okay, now this is
stupidity.
what I call people. This is my new Jedi power. I call it persona projection. You see how I jumped quantumly from my avatar over to Smokey's avatar? Isn't that awesome?
It's pretty amazing, isn't it? Yeah. You go stand over there again and cause an echo.
It's a new force power that I have.
Lord.
I'm loving it.
He can take over my body now.
Pretty impressive, huh, folks? I am a Sith Lord. Brett was right. He was right.
Hope you don't
Dark
mind
side.
just frothing some milk.
The dark side leads to many powers that most would call unnatural.
Yeah, and my persona projection via quantum jump of avatars is pretty unnatural. Just saying.
Dr. Kylo Ken, have I already told you that I'm a blade?
No, but you haven't told me who your favorite apologist is yet.
I have on
Well,
numerous
today.
occasions.
No, I mean today.
Well, okay. Hey, my favorite Christian apologist. Have I told you that I'm a blade?
No, you haven't. No, what exactly does that mean? Is that like a Bay City roller?
Well,
Like a roller derby, like back in the 70s? But for
well,
effeminate, but very good-looking Oriental men? Or am I totally off?
you're a bit off in the take, but I'll grant your premises. But here's the thing. I've already, there's a thing called the word, or the word is like a double-edged sword. It pierces the heart and mind.
Right.
Now, that's so as a Christian, yes, The Lord's word is truth. And so this is why I call myself a blade. Because you can't blame me if you're the one spilling the beans in front of me. If the cut's too bad, don't blame me. Blame the blade. Don't blame the blade, then blame yourself, dude. And the degree of the cut will depend on how much you have spilled, how much you made a misstep. Because
Right.
the thing is, Kenny, I believe that honest people are smart people.
Right. Yes.
Because when they're honest, their intelligence is a byproduct of that. So there's that. Now, in terms of this obsession, yeah, what their cuts are sharp too. I'll give them that, but it bears no substance because
It's
of
really just straight up weird.
yeah.
That's
So
really just
yeah. So going back to my point, the sinners and detractors are like hyenas. They don't care about what they believe because they have a common goal, and that is to destroy what's good. And they will
right.
band together and validate each other. Well, that was it. So
Yeah.
my friends,
Well said. Well said.
So my friends, if you're gonna hate me for being honest, I'll tell you one thing. You can say whatever you want to me. I'm not the one who made the missteps. And then you know what? I have those moments too. I ended up blaming others, but I look back and think, maybe if I wasn't maybe if I wasn't this or so, then I guess this would have never happened. Good
This
people self-reflect.
this rest stop Wi-Fi is the best one ever that we've ever had.
Oh yeah, your Wi-Fi was crap, right?
Yeah, we had crap Wi-Fi most of the place. Finally, we get to a rest stop with awesome Wi-Fi. It's a rarity. Usually the truckers are hogging it up.
Ooh, I think I just discovered a new coffee art. Hang on. I'm not gonna mess it up anymore. Hang on, guys. I just want you to see my artistic side first. Now, I don't know what I did, but this is impromptu. Take a look at this fine drink. Here it is, folks. This is a flat white that I made.
Not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad.
And Dad's gonna love it. By the way, guys, if you abuse me or look for me in the internet or attempt to call my parents, my dad will gut you. He means that, Dr. Kenny. You can
Well, we can
abuse
neither endorse nor not endorse this.
You can, yeah. He says you can abuse me all you want, but if you abuse my son, I'm going to gut you.
Yeah, that's what I've said. I think maybe a couple times already. You can say whatever you want about me, but when you start hurting people I love, and I know you're hurting them and doing them intense evil, you better watch out or I'll whoop your ass. Know what I'm saying?
That is true. That is true.
And that is a threat. That's a real threat, Brett Keene. Absolutely.
That's not no. Do what Dave does. Do what Dave. Say what Dave says. That's not a threat. That's a promise.
Right.
How you doing, Smokester? How is the county jail being convicted?
I gotta shut the phone off. They're about to do a head count situation.
Brett Kate is saying bad things about you for the past few days, and he just kept bloviating all over the place. But don't worry, he's always right on tech. Hashtag turn your audio off.
Turn your audio off.
Well, anyway, guys, I'm gonna go make my own coffee and start playing some Call of Duty. I'll chime in later if you guys are still there. So
Cool, brother.
you guys have
a good night,
yeah.
Pokey. Good morning, actually. Yeah, that's right. It's almost
Yeah,
10
good
o'clock in the
morning.
for you.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
it's still an early night. I could cut off my stream and we might stream later or whatever. But if anybody else wants to come on in,
Mhm.
If not, I'm going to shut things down and just want to do a brief stream.
Well, your brief stream isn't that brief anymore because now you got it an hour, and
Yeah, that's true.
I came in and started running my mouth, so I'm a contributor of that.
That's all right.
Mhm.
Everybody expects a very disjointed but coherent show after I'm done. It made no sense, but it made more sense than you realized when you think about it.
Well, I mean, at least, I mean, here's the thing. Like, I know I'm not supposed to get in other people's business, but if given the opportunity, which is this one, I thought I'd say a few things, you know? And I'm
Yeah,
not poking at anybody. I'm not smearing at anybody. I mean, I have nothing to do with either of you guys, except, you know, you guys are my friends. So, but I don't want any trouble. So here's the thing. I just thought I gave you that little exhortation of Proverbs 1:10-14. And then that's it. That's it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I know what they're going to say
Those
then.
that do right, have nothing to worry about. You think I'm worried in the slightest about threats or anything else, or somehow my reputation, or wasting my credentials? Are you serious? I walk
Exactly.
by the leading of the Holy Spirit. Now, do I do it perfectly? Absolutely not, because the spirit of the prophet is subject to the prophet, meaning, and I'm using it in the sense that God might be leading me to do certain things, but in
Mhm.
my execution, I might not be able to perfectly execute the intended final cause of the situation.
Yeah, that's
In my
true.
sense, I might ascend, but in God's sense, He's getting everything done. Even if I, sin along the way, He'll deal with me in whatever I've done wrong in this whole scenario. I don't feel like I've done anything wrong, but if I
Mm.
did, you
No, that's
know,
true.
you know
That's
what I'm
true.
saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I
Hmm.
stand 100%. I'd do it all again, and then I probably do even more.
I'll
But
do it
hypothetically
again.
speaking, yeah, I would
Mhm.
do everything again. But I think I would start swinging faster. I think I
Right.
would have ripped Ryan a new one faster. I would have sniffed out Brett Keane faster. I would have done a lot of things different. So I would have been maybe even more intense. So
Hmm.
that's what I'm saying. But I still say that it is possible for me to have done some things wrong. Sure. Maybe when I
Yep.
stomped that baby chicken when I was mad the other night at you guys, that was wrong. The baby chicken didn't deserve me to stomp it. I
Hmm.
mean, little things like that, poor baby chicken. So,
That's what you. Well, to
oh no,
give
it
you,
was not a duck. No, it was not a duck.
it was not a duck. Yeah.
It was not a duck. Yeah,
Anyway,
don't know what it was. It was just not a duck.
can I give you a biblical and video game precedence for that, Dr. Kenny?
Sure.
Do not let the sun go down upon your wrath. Be angry and sin not. Now that's the biblical precedence. Let me give
There
you
you go.
something from I learned from a video game called God of War. Uncle Kratos once told me, or told us gamers, anger can be a weapon if you can control it, if you can
Yes.
use it. Yes.
Yes. And hopefully, I have used my righteous anger as smart bombs. And I think when the smoke clears, that's exactly what's going to be laid bare, is that through smart bombs and mistakes along the way,
Mhm.
the shenanigans of very evil, wicked people are going to be on display for all to
Mhm.
see. And God is going to get the ultimate glory for it,
Mhm.
because everybody knows I don't know where I'm at half the time. And most of the time, just ask Smokey a little bit of his dealings with me. I really am the most brilliant, incompetent man in the world.
Yeah, yeah, well, it's pretty close, sure. Yeah.
Pretty
For
close.
those willing to pay attention and stick through it, everything that's happened and surrounding me will lead to a series of very interesting revelations and lessons. And those who are on the wrong side will be shamed, and adequately so, properly so. And those on the other side will be honored and rewarded. So all you have to do is stick around, and I would say pay close attention, not just to my channel, of course, mind you. There's people out there that are doing things that are in full support of me. full support of my family, full support of lots of stuff, and things are noticed. And we have the best people, really. I wouldn't trade any of the people on our side for any of those degenerates on the other side. They're stupid, they're foolish, they're evil, they're completely obsessed with drama and gossip, which shows their true heart. And really, all of this, every single bit of it, has been because these people lose to me all the time. They lose theologically. They lose debates. They lose arguments. They get exposed. They get embarrassed. They get ridiculed, and they deserve it. But then instead of correcting or getting smarter or getting better, they just lash out and they reveal the very thing I've been saying since the beginning. You're not Christian. You're not. You don't have any ethics. You don't have any morals. You don't have any honor. And then they run out and do everything they can to prove me right. And the rest of us just sit and laugh and enjoy it. It's basically what's going on. It's going to get better. Like, time goes by, really. Pay attention. It's going to get even better. You haven't seen anything yet. I promise you guys.
We're gonna have a show about that, and we're gonna have a bunch of people coming in and just blow. You know, fools don't like correction, Smokey. They don't like rebuke. Nobody likes to be corrected. By human nature, nobody does. But then again, scripture would tell us, if you teach a fool, he will hate you. But if you teach a wise man, he will love you. And I think they're the latter. I really believe they're the latter. Because no wise man will ever hate anyone for rebuke. In fact, they would recognize their mistakes. I've read a lot of Proverbs to know where that is and where that's at. And it's easier said than done because we always have our egos. And we know how egos play with our heads and minds, now. It would just have us do things that are unthinkable. So that is why Proverbs makes it a point that self-control, or let's say to give it some intensity, it does say that any man who can control his spirit is better than someone who conquers a city. And then that's good for politicians if they can control their anger, control their spirits. Yeah, I think if they can, it's like if you can control yourself, then I guess you can start controlling everybody. Well, not in a sense that it's not in a sense where you just have people do whatever you want. No, but they will regard you further. They will respect you more. I gotta go read that again. Well, anyway, that's it. Just that bit of Proverbs.
Thank you. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in closing here, I just want to close
Sure.
by saying that I don't always need advice, but when I do, I consult myself. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Good night, Dr. Kenny. Good night, Smokey. You guys have a blessed evening, and I'm off.
Good night.